Hello there. Okay, we're live, and good afternoon. Wycliffe here. Well, I'm assuming we're live. I can only assume that we are live. Yeah, we're definitely live because I can hear myself feeding back. Right, so today what are we going to look at? We're going to have a look at xEnviro. I promised this yesterday. I said we'll look at xEnviro, so that's what we're going to do, okay? Um, and I installed it yesterday afternoon, and I had a look around, and I was doing some jiggery pokery and messing around and playing in it, so to speak. And what I was going to do, I was going to actually record a video. I thought I'll do a proper review for this. I'll record a video, and unfortunately, I mean, I did record some video. Here's some video. This is from yesterday. I was flying up to Manchester. Cloud cover, as you can see, was quite extensive. But have a look. I'll pause this here first of all. That's not going to work. But you see down here where my mouse is, where this cloud is. You just have a look at that. I'll unpause it and have a look at the edges. You see that? And also over here, just in front of the aircraft, you see this kind of fuzzy edges of the clouds. And also look at the frame rates. The frame rates were through the floor. Now, as you know, I've got an i7 32 gig of RAM and a GTX 1080, well within the minimum specification for running what is it? xEnviro, right? Well within the specification. Just let me find a couple of other videos that I recorded yesterday. I think this one. Yeah. So I recorded this, and you can see once again the frame rates, and then you've got these strange artifacts in front of the aircraft and behind the aircraft. And yeah, I was really struggling there. I can't remember, the frames was down to something like 18, 19 frames a second, and I must admit I was very disappointed with that. I was not happy at all. I think this wasn't long after departure, and once again look at the frame rates, and then all these strange artifacts on the clouds here on the left hand side. See them? See on those edges? And I'd had some help kind of setting this right, so to speak. Somebody, a friend of mine said, oh, you need to use these settings, that settings, blah, 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 because you've got it almost at ultra. I said, okay, fair enough. Yeah. Let's have a look. I'm just trying to see if there's any other videos. All these were recorded from, now look here, I was coming over Wallasey towards Manchester. That's a bit of a short clip, but so let me run it again. And the weather, the wind depiction, very good. Look at that. I was really bouncing around, but once again the frame rates were on the floor. And look at these clouds here, all these clouds here in the cockpit window that just don't look right. So that was yesterday. Okay. That was yesterday afternoon, and I have to say I was extremely disappointed. And the other thing about xEnviro is what it does, it rewrites everything. Okay, so it rewrites everything. It rewrites colors, textures, the lot, because of what it does. Now this is real time. Okay, this is real time, and today for some reason the frame rates are better. Okay, so I'm up in the 30s here, perfectly acceptable for flying. But once again, as I scroll across, look here. I'm going to try and get this here again. So where my mouse is up here, kind of middle right, okay, have a look at these clouds as I scroll. See? Now, that is the GPU, the graphics card, trying to catch up, and that's why you've got that kind of noise, pixelation and noise, and you see it here as well. So there's good news and bad news on this. Also, you notice all the colour has changed, everything's changed. But look at this, look what it does to the aircraft. Look at that. Now, let's have a look in the settings a minute. xEnviro settings. This is your settings menu. Okay, so here you've got weather, environment settings, effect settings, and sound settings. Don't need to worry about sound settings. So you can change like the brightness. Okay, now, this is all default. Contrast doesn't seem to make vibrance doesn't seem to make an awful lot of difference. Gamma makes a lot of difference, but I mean, it's just and then there's tone mapping as well, which all very strange. And then tone mapping level, I don't know. I just don't know. You can have it natural, which is this is natural. Maybe I can scroll out a little bit and try and get a bit of the airport in. So this is natural. That is vivid, and it's just, I don't know. Okay, so you've got two settings. You've got easy mode, simple, natural, and you can disable optimum or maximum. So optimum. Okay, so I can't get everything on simple and easy, and frame rates today around about 30. I don't know what that is over there. That, oh, I have no idea what that is. That's supposed to be, I have no idea what that is. That is certainly not, it's supposed to be St. Hilary television mast. Xenviro is there, and that's drawn correctly, but what the heck that is, I don't know. Certainly it's drawn, whatever it is, it's drawn incorrectly. So yeah, so today I'm confused because the frame rates are quite good. Let's go above the cloud and let's have a look. You get that, you still get that pixelation, that noise as you scroll, but looking above the clouds, yeah, very nice. Now this is real time, and it's real world weather. It doesn't matter what you do here. Doesn't matter what you do here. You can see it's clear skies. But what xEnviro does, it ignores everything that's going on in Xplane and it does its own thing. Yeah, it's producing real world weather from its own weather source data. Okay, so you could say, yeah, it looks all right, but then it kind of makes a mess of things here and here. All the edges. Let me go to settings and see if I can do anything with that. I mean, I really don't know. Environment settings, clouds dynamic quality, cloud detail range, cloud static quality. I don't know whether that's better or worse. Maybe it's worse, I don't know. Realistic aerial perspective, realistic, right, it would turn that off. That looks a little bit better, but then of course it's really bright. Effect settings, windshield, volumetric air, camera blur filter, brightness. Can we turn? The trouble is, you turn that down, it's going to affect what things look like in the cockpit. Vibrance, gamma power. That looks just dreadful. And that's too much. So I'll just leave it at natural, I think. So coming back out of that, no. That just looks awful. Absolutely terrible. someone said, I don't know what I did. Let's put that back to simple. Yeah. Okay. Done. I mean, I'm still not too. I don't know. I like what they're trying to do, but I think it needs a lot more work. It just looks. From here, that doesn't look so bad. It's certainly not what's happening in the real world at Cardiff. At Cardiff, we are overcast, grey, overcast cloud. Yeah, so it's certainly not what's happening in the real world. Okay, I'll tell you what. Now, when I went to Innsbruck yesterday, it was really different. I need to check out. Oh, there's loads of people here. Right, I'm gonna have a chat in a minute. I say loads, 3. There's loads of comments. Right, ask me, Twonic. I'm guessing your i7 isn't the K variant because my i5 with 1070 runs it fine. You have to turn up the cloud draw speed. The blurring isn't exclusive to xEnviro. It's a volumetric thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, Asmir. Dynamic quality, it is. What? Yeah, okay. I did actually mention. I did mention what was being drawn. But I did monologue about how I had to fix it. True, I did. But I'm pretty sure I mentioned what was being drawn. I don't like comparing, Mike, because as I said yesterday, the way the clouds look is very subjective. It's how it looks to you, and if you're happy with it, oops, Xplane fell over there. If you're happy with it, then that's fine. Don't get me wrong. Before you all start jumping on me, right? I think that xEnviro has done a really fantastic job in comparison to what it used to be like, right? What it looks like now is excellent, and in fact, in some circumstances, you might say that it looks almost as good as the cloud in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, they've done an excellent job. Okay, and from certain points of view, it looks amazing. But as a reviewer, I look at the minutiae of things, and maybe some of the stuff that you wouldn't notice. I was discussing this yesterday evening with somebody. You know, if you're just flying up through the cloud, you know, you're on a flight and you're flying up through the cloud, you might not notice the pixelation on the volumetric clouds. You might not see it. So you know, and that would be fine. But as a reviewer, I'm looking at everything, kind of thing. And whilst it looks really good, it's just not. Now, Asma said, or maybe I haven't got the K i7. My i7 is the. I can't remember which one it is now. It's 4770 Coffee Lake. I can't remember. I mean, it's 4 years old, and I've run some. My Xplane dedicated PC that you can buy from Wired to Fire, that's on an i5, and it runs Xplane incredibly quick. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I know my PC is 4 years old and it's creaking a little bit, but in the way that I have it set up, it's fine. So let's go to Innsbruck a moment. Because yesterday at Innsbruck, I must admit, it was breathtaking. What I saw was breathtaking. Unfortunately, I went to Innsbruck this morning, and it didn't quite look the same for some reason. And when I say it looked breathtaking yesterday, there was snow on the ground, there was snow textures everywhere, it was snowing really heavily, and it did look, it blew my mind when it came on the screen. It really did. It looked fantastic. Because we don't have weather in Xplane. It's perpetually summer. Green everywhere. I know you can get add-ons that will change the textures and what have you. Some of them work very well, some of them don't. But what I saw yesterday was absolutely, I was like, wow, that looks amazing. But at the same time, my my frame rates were on the floor. I don't understand what's happened today because my frame rates are way better. My frame rates are flyable today, whereas yesterday, it was just painful. Perhaps you from this, the fact that there's 3D shape and depth along with AO here immediately makes it technically superior and more to the point better. Mike, once again, that is your personal opinion, and I have nothing against that. Whether it's technically better, I don't know, because I'm the one thing that I am not is I'm not a programmer, and so when people start talking about volumetric clouds and particle-based clouds, and there was something that John Kane and Frank Kane and John Spann were talking about in their pre-release stuff, and it kind of went straight over my head. So for me, it's what it looks like on screen. Yeah, that's all I'm concerned about. What it looks like on screen and the frame rates. Now, that being said, at the moment, I think xEnviro looks fantastic. And they've done some really, really good and clever stuff, especially with like wet runways, snow drifting, stuff like that. Fantastic. But you need a grunt of them. You need a good machine to run it. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you there about Ultra Weather XP. It does do that, but it is less dynamic. What I like to see is dynamic weather. So I know that I can sit at an airport with SkyMax Pro and just watch the clouds changing. Yeah, and moving in the right direction to the wind, etc., etc. Ultra Weather XP, I don't think does that, or if it does, it's not as dynamic. I can't tell you whether this is the same because I haven't watched it enough. I think it is. But then again, it swings and roundabouts. And do you know what? I'll tell you something else at the end, towards the end when I finish. I'm watching the video just now. So far, xEnviro is okay to buy or not. Once again, I'm not going to say buy it or not buy it. All I'm going to do is show it to you. It is expensive. It's $69 or something, wasn't it? I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me have a look. xEnviro.net. Right. Let's see. I'll tell you exactly how much it is. $69 US. In fact, it's $70 US bar 10 cents. So it is an expensive piece of software. So some of the features then. It's saying it features volume rendered clouds and volume rendered atmosphere. Atmosphere conditions are based on dynamic air parcel prediction. Atmosphere quality includes humidity, pollution, and fine particle amounts. Unlimited variability of cloud formations generated dynamically by the atmosphere engine. Advanced hurricane model, precise thunderstorm cell locations. I mean, it's doing a lot. It's got a lot in there. I mean, they're claiming it's the most technologically advanced tool that uses the most progressive technologies, has a user-friendly interface. It does. xEnviro does not alter Xplane shaders, textures, or any other files. Well, I beg to differ on that. I really do, because I've seen it change files and textures, etc. Right, here we go. So we're in Innsbruck. Now, yesterday, everything was covered in snow, quite literally, and there were snowflakes. And when I say covered in snow, it was white. Everywhere was white snow here, and it just looked absolutely breathtaking. Now, I can't imagine all that snow was thawed overnight, because there was a lot of it. And I don't even know if there's snow here in the real world at the moment. I wonder if we could get a webcam for Innsbruck. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Let me see if I can try that. So, yeah, yesterday this was all kind of covered in snow. It looked breathtaking, and it was heavy snowfall. And I'm just picking up some webcams here for Innsbruck, and let's have a look. Oh no, that's not a live one because it's still got a Christmas tree up. Okay, we've got some live stuff here, but not for Innsbruck. For areas around Innsbruck, half the car, which is covered in snow. Where's that? The Sea Grove. That's a snow resort. That's covered in snow. I'm not quite sure where that is, but it's snow on the mountains, and it is in. Oh, this is Innsbruck. Hang on. Can I get this over here? Yeah. So there you go. That's Innsbruck, and it's covered in snow. So let's move on from there. Let's get rid of that. So there's Innsbruck in the bottom. Here's Innsbruck in the sim. Let's make some adjustments, okay? xEnviro settings. Seasonal changes. Okay, there we go. So put the seasonal changes at what? What do you reckon? We don't want it too much. We'll put it at there so we can see the runway. All right. That looks. I mean that does look amazing. You can't get away from that. That does look fantastic because we don't have winter in Xplane, but here we are. Look, this is what I found really bizarre. Let me get back down here and down here. All the colours have gone. When you change the seasonal stuff, all the colour goes out of everything. It all gets washed out, and and although that Thompson aircraft doesn't look so bad. And today, once again, the frame rates are quite respectable. You could fly with, I could fly with that, no problem at all. So I just don't understand what's happened between yesterday and today. I haven't changed anything in settings. I haven't put in new graphics drivers or anything like that. So from this point of view, I like this. I do. I like this. The issue I've got, see with the clouds there, you're not going to see that when you're flying up through it. You're not going to see that at all. Frame rates, respectable. Haven't got a problem with that at all. Yesterday though, I thought, what the hell is going on? Coming up here, a little bit too ballsy and puffy for my liking, but way better than anything else I've seen of late. Let me come up here a little bit higher. The other thing is there's unlimited cloud layers as well with xEnviro, which makes a hell of a difference. But as soon as you get up into the blue sky and you're above it, so you're flying at 30,000, 40,000 feet, frame rates, perfectly acceptable. So I don't understand what happened yesterday. I really don't. Nothing has changed about the PC. I haven't altered any kind of graphical settings or anything. I like that. The only difference between now and yesterday was, even though I had snow, it was snowflakes, and it was snowing. Now, whether you've got snow on or rain on, it's not going to make that much difference. But really, in terms of FPS, it really isn't. That's perfectly acceptable. I think that looks great, and I'm not backtracking. I'm just saying that looks great. Let's see. We've got any more comments here? Let me get back to the channel. Where are we? There we are. Okay. No, I never said that about the A300 INI builds. I've never said that. I'm all Airbus. I love Airbus aircraft. Although I started off very much on Boeing aircraft, and I do love my Boeing aircraft. There's nothing wrong with the A300. I haven't got it. It's extremely expensive, and at this point, I suppose full disclosure here that xEnviro gave me a copy of their weather for review, and they gave me, I think I had the first version of xEnviro some time back. So full disclosure that this is a review copy that I have been given. INI builds, I've reached out to them. They've been reached out by flightsim.com. Flightsim.com, who I do some reviewing for occasionally. They've reached out to them. They did not write back to me, and as far as I know, they haven't written back to flightsim.com, which I find strange. If somebody writes to me, I answer them, even if I answer in the negative, or I say I haven't got time. I will always reply to somebody who writes to me. I just think it's good manners. Anyway, so let's see, what else have we got here? Time-lapse some xEnviro clouds. It's sick. Funnily enough, you should say that, Mike. This morning, I normally wake up at 6 o'clock, and I was looking through Facebook on my phone this morning, and I saw a time-lapse of some xEnviro clouds. So yeah, I get what you're saying. So they are dynamic. It's just that now look here, right? When I was scrolling up through the clouds, you had that kind of breakup and that noise effect. Here, you can't see it, and to me, that looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I haven't got a problem with that whatsoever. Looks good. Absolutely looks good. And I love the way you've got the the hole in the cloud there, so you can see a bit of a blue sky. That looks very natural to me. Where's that Innsbruck video again? Let's pull that up. So look, it's a pity that they're not looking up at the sky, but yeah, I mean you can see. Obviously, it's been raining there. I mean, there's plenty of snow on the ground, but it has been raining, and oh, excuse me. I mean, that's cool. That gives us a real good look of what Innsbruck looks like at this time of the day. A lot of mist down in the valley there. Low-lying fog over the city. I'm guessing that's the valley down there. Oh, you've even got music as well. Hang on, let me turn the desktop audio on. Oh, yeah. That's cool. Oh, and now the music finishes. Oh, that's a shame. Alright, let's put that over there. Hang on, let's have a look, check through some of the comments here. I'm using 3 screens, so it's getting a little bit confused. Yep, got to agree with Mike. It's not as good as MSFS, but yeah. Andrea, I think the it's not so much the plugin, it's Xplane itself. Xplane is a very, very, very complex simulation, exceedingly complex, and without going into too much in depth, I don't know the internal workings of MFS, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it's very hard to get to the core of it. Unlike Xplane, you can look at everything. I mean, it is open source in so much as you can do with it anything you will with MFSF, Microsoft Flight Simulator, MSFS. There we go. And I refuse to call it 2020 because that was 2020 is just a construct of social media. It is Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I don't know the differences. So, excuse me. Xplane was originally written on OpenGL. It's now on Vulkan. You can still use OpenGL if you wish. Which actually reminds me. Check. I'm not even using Vulkan. Let's use Vulkan to see what happens. Okay, I'm now using Vulkan. Maybe the frames will go up slightly. Who knows? But I'm now using Vulkan. So you know, it's a lot different. So, and I don't know the internal workings of Microsoft Flight Simulator, but their clouds are really good, really good. Okay, let's move on. I have no idea what Risky Gaming is saying. Yeah, I mean it is about the rendering engine, and also the other thing is that Austin has said more than anything that he expects the third party community to sort out weather rather than Laminar. But let me tell you something. This morning, in my confusion, I just turned on Xplane's weather, and it was fine. 40 odd frames per second in conditions like this, and the clouds didn't look that bad, and it was using Xplane's clouds, because when you turn off xEnviro, you turn everything off. It literally, it doesn't uninstall itself. It just puts everything dormant. Hang on. Is it possible to know which web do you use to see real-time weather as you did for Innsbruck? No. xEnviro uses its own weather servers. Now, they will be getting their data from almost the same place as everybody else does, which is NOAA. So, you know, there's nothing unique about this. It's the same weather that all the other weather engines use, so to speak. VATSIM gets its weather data from the same place, although VATSIM weather is often, I think it's something like 20 minutes behind real time, because it has to populate right around the network as well, and also there is a delay. Right, okay. I thought I'll do that now in a moment. We'll do that now. So we'll quit that out. I was using Vulkan yesterday, I know that, I remember distinctly. So, but I still can't figure out why the difference in frame rates, because yesterday FPS was on the floor. If you're asking about the weather that I'm showing down here, that's just a webcam. I wonder if there's anything in the manual as to where where are we? xEnviro documents, user manual. Right, let's have a quick look and see if there's anywhere in here that will explain where they get their weather from. And no, it's just about settings, sound settings, technical support. Let's have a look at the FAQ. No, it doesn't say where they get the weather from. In fact, all it does say is that for real world weather to be depicted, you need a permanent connection to the internet, and that's about it. So it doesn't say where they get their weather from. We'll probably be able to find that out on the xEnviro forums or Facebook page, but certainly there's no mention of it there. Speaking of the A300 INI builds, is it INI builds or INI? I want to say INI builds announced the Beluga. That is a hell of an aircraft. A friend of mine lives in North Wales, not very far from Hawarden Airport, which is where the Belugas fly into, because they fly out of, should I say? Because what they're doing, they're picking the wings up for the Airbus aircraft at Hawarden, because they're made up in North Wales, at Airbus in North Wales. And I remember being up at his house one time and saw the Beluga. What a weird looking aircraft that is. That any hesitation is one of the weirdest looking aircraft. How it flies is beyond me, but it does. You know, it does exactly look like a beluga whale. I mean, make no mistake about it. It is one of the weirdest looking aircraft ever. Okay, so we're just waiting for things to sort themselves out here. Plugins, xEnviro. As far as I'm aware, you're on. Yeah, here we go. Let's bring in the weather. And I think we need to adjust. Where was it? Oh no, seasonal changes are there. But now we're back to rain. No snow. But FPS has dropped a bit, even though I'm in Vulkan. Let's check. Yeah, using Vulkan. So FPS has dropped a little. I'm just about maintaining 30 FPS. But the snow's gone. How weird is that, huh? On weather briefing. We'll get a weather briefing for Larry. Search. Rain. Scattered 2,500, broken at 5,000. Temperature is 1, dew point is 0. Becoming light rain later. So the snow is gone. It's all been washed away. Which is a bit of a pity, because I did like it. It did look good. Can we get any? No, we can't get any snow on. What's it realistic? No, still no snow. That's a shame. Does that look really good? But nevertheless, it's not always about snow, is it? Frames around about 30, 29. I mean, that's acceptable. You can fly with that. That's not a problem at all. But it is a shame about there not being any rain. Let's have a look. We'll go somewhere else. Nip down to Gran Canaria. See what it looks like down there. I'm losing my voice a bit here. I'm getting a bit throaty. Anyway, if it's first time here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribers do help, even with the crazy YouTube algorithm that tends to go bonkers and doesn't like you. What the algorithm does like is likes and subscribers, and so the more subscribers you get, the more people get to see the videos. It's crazy. I would tell you, do not be a YouTuber. Don't think you're going to make money, because you're not. Without a doubt, you will never make money on YouTube. I remember, like on Twitch TV, you used to get these young people. I say that euphemistically, young people who would be there in, just their bras, or you get other people who just swear through their videos full time, and they'd have thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of viewers, especially the girls with the bras. They would have tens of thousands of viewers, and they weren't doing anything. They weren't playing the games that they were showing or anything. They just sat there. Twitch, of course, got rid of all that. They banned them all. They took them all off, so to speak. So I often thought, if I was to sit on YouTube here, shouting and swearing all the time at everybody, that maybe I'd get more people. That's not my thing. I'm not going to shout and swear at anybody on the internet. I've been on the internet too long for stupidness like that. Just get silly. Okay. Domino's Pizza. I can get 40% off when you spend What? I'm not going to spend £40 just to get 40% off. And 40% off £40 is like 18 quid, isn't it? It's ridiculous. They expect you to spend a fortune. So if there's any questions so far, stick them in here. I'll give you a shout out, say hello, and we'll see what is what. Okay. You can only attach single normal maps to objects. I'm not quite sure what you're on about there, Mike. Let's going back a bit. You said you made that comment quite a way back on, so I'm not quite sure what you're on about. Come on, Xplane. Load up. Should we watch Innsbruck again for a bit? Oh, we got the music back. We got the music back. Nice music. Here we go, right. Oh, it's raining in Gran Canaria. You don't want to go there. I mean, we can't go anywhere at the moment, but it's raining in Gran Canaria. But oddly, as you come out of the cockpit, it's alright. See, so even here, with clear weather, and I'm going to assume that it is clear weather. Get a weather brief in, what was it, GCLP in it. GCLP. Search. Yeah, it's Cavoc at Gran Canaria, 23 degrees 14. Very nice indeed. Nice and warm. FPS going up towards the 40s. This is Norbex scenery. Orbex scenery. So no cloud, clear skies. Yeah, that's what I would expect. Looking straight up at the skies, 60 FPS, straight down at the ground. Whoops, 45, and this is what we fly at. So flying at, whoops, stay 40, 45. So yeah, that's what I would expect to see. So in MSFS, thank you, for example, you can attach several different texture maps, glossiness, metalness, specularity, height to an object to enhance its look. In Xplane, it's just one normal map. Right, okay. Which combines some of the above list, but obviously that limits how much you can customize such things. Yeah, okay, that's perfectly understandable what you said there, Mike. I understand that. I get that. Yeah. So there we have it. xEnviro. I have to say that a few moments ago, earlier in the video, mightily impressed. I am impressed with it. Don't get me wrong. It appears that after yesterday, where things went a bit silly and the frame rates were on the floor, that today, for some reason, the FPS is a lot better, far more flyable. I like the way it looks. There are a couple of things that I dislike about it, but I think it's a good product, and they've done incredible things since it first came out. So I'm going to use it for a few days. I can't remember what's next. Oh yes, I do know what's next. What I want to do next is, after all of that, so we've looked at xEnviro, Ultraweather XP, SkyMax Pro, xEnviro, Ultraweather XP, SkyMax Pro. What I want to look at next is xAmbiance. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember whether that's weather or not, but I'm going to have a look at xAmbiance, and also we're going to have a look at the default weather in Xplane as well. So we'll do a weather. I'm doing a weather season at the moment because SkyMax Pro version 5 came out last week, and after doing that, people asked me to look at xEnviro. I'd already done Ultraweather XP. So in fairness, I will have a look at xAmbiance and then try and have a look at default weather. Ooh, what's all that? I think that's to do with thingy. There we go. I hope. That's strange. There's all writing up there on the screen, and it's not on my screen. That's weird. There we go. I don't know where that's come from. Where's that come from? Ah, that's where it's from. There. So it should go shortly. With any luck. No, it's still on screen. How weird. What the heck? Alright, I got rid of that. I don't know where that was coming from. That was bizarre. I'm not even sure that you could see it. Come on, Xplane. Once again, as I was saying, if you've got any questions, rattle them off. We'll have a look, see what's occurring, who's doing what, etc, etc. Just need to get back into the channel because I deleted it for some reason. Didn't delete it, but moved it off. There we go. Right. So we're just coming back to Cardiff. Here we are. We haven't got blue skies, but it's certainly getting lighter out there, to say the least. It is getting lighter out there. The cloud seems to be breaking up a little bit, so let's have a look. Hey, and look what's happened to the frame rates. Oh, they're coming back. Oh no, they're not. What the hell has gone on there? They're coming back up. Obviously, they needed to re-render stuff. No, on the floor. On the floor. Oh, why? Why all of a sudden? What's the difference between half an hour ago and now? And this is where. Oh, here we go. 20. We're back up there. So what? I have to wait all that time for everything to be rendered. Maybe that's it. Flying at these FPS. It's going to be a killer. We're not online, by the way. I'm using Traffic Global or Global Traffic. Global Traffic, isn't it? Traffic Global. Let's have a look at the radar. There we go. Click on him. Let's have a look. Oh, what the hell is that? There's an artifact there, but it's gone. That's the guy who's taxiing, I think. Yeah, there he is. Just move that over there. So he's going down. And once again, there's that television mast that's all wrong over there at St. Hilary. You notice when you do this, you get this kind of smearing effect as the car tries to catch up. So that's alright. I was seeing it yesterday when I was flicking through my views there. You see that? That's just the graphics card catching up with what's going on. There's nothing wrong with that, so to speak. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? There he is. So we'll watch this guy take off, and I'll call it a day then. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping so, Mike. Set a donation goal now. With only 4 watching, I'd need Mr. Beast to come along. That's the person you need, Mr. Beast. He'll give, like, a couple of $1,000 to someone who's only got a few people watching their channels. But he never. I don't think he's ever done that in the UK. He kind of randomly goes all over the world. I have had donations in the past, Mike. Yes, just a few, not many, but I have had a few. So here we are. Everything's looking good. I like the look of this once again. I will get the INI builds. I'll probably get it for my birthday because the A300 is a lovely aircraft, and my birthday's coming up in February 23rd, so I could possibly get that for my birthday. Get my daughters to buy it for me, rather than buying it racing drone stuff. I'm sure they would. I don't think you can put donation goals on YouTube, can you? I'm not sure. That looks nice, doesn't it? That looks quite pretty through there. I like the look of that. So, we started off. I started off saying there's good and bad. There's good news and bad news. And when I say I started off saying that, that's because I was thinking about what had happened yesterday. And for me, the good news is that it looks stunning, like this. The bad news was that the frame rates were on the floor and there's that kind of weird pixelating. But can't fault that. Can't fault that at all. Unfortunately, I can't get into the cockpit of this aircraft. you know, multiple layers of cloud. It doesn't look as though there's curtains being pulled if part in front of you. Once you get up to this kind of level, frame rates are acceptable. Yeah, that's true. I could put it in as a stream overlay. Yeah, that's what I'll do. There is, I think there's a donation thing on here because somebody donated on the, I think it was Super Chat or something. Yeah, I mean that looks cool, doesn't it? That looks good. Okay, well that's it, boys and girls. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to go and make myself a cup of coffee and probably watch something on Netflix. What time is it? It's just left 25 to 4 here in the UK. Wherever you are, take care, look after yourselves. Remember the saying, face, hands, space. Yeah, cover your face, wash your hands, make sure you're 2 meters away from people. It's the only way we're going to get out of it until you can get vaccinated. And yeah, Mike, I'm glad. I did, like I say, I had it a long time ago, the very first version. It was just a case of downloading this new version and hunting for my key. Like I say, full disclosure that this is a review copy that was given to me. The one thing that I believe that this cannot do, it can't show towering cumulus nimbus, so it doesn't show thunderheads. But I'm pretty sure that in another iteration they'll get that sorted out, and I'm pretty sure they'll sort out a lot of other things as well, because it is very good. You know, perfectly acceptable at this. So once again, thanks for watching. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. You'll be notified of when I go live or when I do some recorded reviews, which I've got a couple of recorded reviews to do. So yeah, take care of yourselves. We'll see you all soon, and have a good day. Cheerio.